of a human personality into a specific screen. In the one word appropriate lies the essence of the costume designer's problems and of his or her talent, skill, and knowledge. For no matter how simple a costume, it must be right, no matter how complex a character. To the costume designer, who is responsible for these and many other considerations, being right means being right on three major counts: historic, and dramatic. Historical accuracy presents no major problem, since Hollywood's costume design departments are well stocked with this material. With factual description and illustrative sketches, drawings and photographs to follow, the costume designer can easily provide us with a well-turned-out caveman, or the time of the Crusades, down to the present day. Other volumes, sketches, and illustrative material in the vast reference libraries of the studios make geographic accuracy also a fairly routine affair. For instance, what would be the proper apparel for an ancient Spanish printer, a chemist? Where the costume designer contributes most is in providing those values which make costumes right dramatically. Here the problems to be solved are often most difficult and elusive. And to create appropriate answers, the costume designer must work almost all together with intangibles, with ideas, judgment, intuition, feelings, and taste. In the mind of a designer, the creation of a gown starts with these abstract elements during the very first stages of film planning. For that is when the costume designer begins work on any given assignment, sitting in with the producer, director, art director, cameraman, and if the picture is to be in color, with the color coordinator. It is in such conferences that she begins to work out answers to those important, intangible problems which face her. In the case of our example, her thoughts and planning may well have followed a pattern like this.
Let's see now. The girl is young, about track from a girl. Chiffon, then. Attractive, but not as flamboyant as the other dress. It's summertime, too, so chiffon would be appropriate. Suits her character, too. Adds to it, in fact. She does wear it well, and it will be striking in the moonlight. Good. Chiffon it is.
And so the costume designer establishes the basic elements of appropriate dress for that scene. For other scenes, well, the same process again, and again after that, scene after scene, through the entire action of the film. With all the dramatic, historical, and locale requirements fixed in mind, our designer is now ready to crystallize and integrate her facts, intuition, and skill. Rough sketches first of all key scenes. At her command are years of background and experience, schools, academies, colleges in Paris or Brussels or New York or London or anywhere else in the world. A successful design business of her own generally, which brought her to Hollywood's attention in the first place, and a flair and knack which stamps her creations with individuality and force. Other opinions now on the rough sketches. Will these wardrobe items do their best in contributing to the film's effectiveness? Help to give it character and impact? Emphasize this, that, or the other facet of the screen character being created? In short, are they right, on all counts, for the job to be done? If so, they are approved by everyone concerned. This is the official go-ahead. And here another important talent of the costume designer comes to light, a very practical one, which shows itself on the back of these sketches in the form of a complete cost breakdown for each particular gown, frock, ensemble, or whatever the wardrobe item. Only now can the wardrobe department, under the supervision of the costume designer, proceed with its job of producing costuming for 1 or a dozen, 100 or 1,000 characters to be created within the framework of a single feature-length picture. And only now, the costume designer's art can take tangible form in material, color, drape, and line. Only now does a gown become a gown, moving out of its conception as an idea or a sketch. With the film in production, the costume designer continues on stage, keeping a watchful eye on the costumes she has designed, making last-minute improvements, making sure that her creations reveal to best advantage the purpose for which they were designed, maintaining a constant surveillance from first scene to last. Only when production ends does her assignment end. Only to begin all over again as new pictures go into production to claim her expert attention to making wardrobe right. And to call up all the costume designers.
Edith Head, who created the glamorous costumes. Catherine's